Greetings there, fellow friends of Louis, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Project Zomboid, King of Louisville, episode 64, Go Bags. Currently, I am wearing what would be considered protection, but if you want to change the tactic, the choice is yours. I think I'm going to do a little laundry, so I'm nice and fresh and clean. No, actually, before that, I'm going to make Louis eat some ice cream. His weight's still a little down. He's sad because the ice cream has been melted, but it's not rotted. He's just fussy. Make the plastics proud. This is a terrible use of planks, but I don't care. When I'm running the laundry, it's cold enough that I probably want a fire going. Add fuel, all planks. Okay, 78 degrees Fahrenheit next to that stove. Nice and toasty. Well, you guys decide on my fashion. I'm going to try to look spiffy with clean clothes for once. Wash myself up a bit. Okay, protection it is. Well, I don't have to do anything for that. My protection clothing is already in the wash. I like how I was chilly and I'm just like, nope, I'm hugging my stove. I am toasty, toasty warm. So if you're wondering, the closer you get, you can see the temperature up here. So 78 Fahrenheit down to 70 Fahrenheit. And if I open the door and go outside, it's 37 Fahrenheit. It's a pretty significant difference depending on proximity. And then I'll check for the flooring as well. So down here, directly underneath, it makes no difference where I am on this floor. And one could imagine that if I'm upstairs outdoors, it wouldn't make any difference either. And what's interesting about this is it doesn't need to be inside. It probably benefits you more if it's inside, because inside it's typically warmer than the external temperature outside. But it doesn't need to be indoors in order to keep you warm. You can have it be outdoors too. Unfortunately, I ruined my book, so I don't really have anything to read. Am I going to take a bath too? I could. It'd be a very chilly bath, though. You know. Well, I can't now, because I'm clean. I took a hobo shower in the sink. So if you wanted to know what the fashion would look like, while I get my stuff cleaned and dried, I will show you. So here's the army coat without any patches. Very fancy stuff. Let's pair that with military boot, long john bottoms. I'll keep you warm. And riding boots. And skinny leather jeans. Trousers. With antler boppers. Oh, yes. Now I look fantastic. Antler boppers and a gas mask. Very confusing message this sends. Protection numbers are terrible, but I look glorious. Alright, I'm gonna put all this stuff away. Actually, I might not want to put the long john bottoms away. They are keeping me nice and warm. And I can improve them. Maybe also the balaclava as well. Because it is cold out. Starting to look like, wow. Yep. I won't even say it. I don't need to. I think it is time for a hot stew. Fish and potato stew. Okay. Can't be repaired, can't be modified. I think that also is true. No, that's not true of the Long Johns. Nice. Add a little armor stats to them then. Earmuffs are probably going to get away the of the helmet though. Guess I'll see. But clothing's done. So the balaclava and the earmuffs came off. How is the temperature stats of this helmet, though, compared to my other helmets? Because I have a variety of helmets. Insulation and wind resistance is maxed. Now I know why I kept it. It's very warm. I feel bad for my, for Louis here, who has, suffered the horrible, whatever the opposite of genius is, the horrible culinary nightmare that is what I make him eat every day. Which is mostly just like raw, barely thought out vegetables. I'm trying to fix that for once. Yeah, some true abominations, exactly. If I stand too close to here, I'm actually going to get really hot. As you can see. Temperature reaction. Alright, stew time. These are very filling. That's good. I did spend kind of the whole day laundering clothing. And that wasn't exactly what I meant to do today. But it's fine. I'm doing pretty good for time. I did hear a zombie somewhere to the northwest. Louis, I'm not sure what you were trying to say. The autocorrect ruined your ability to convey an effective message. So, what microwave explode lingerie are you talking about? Oh boy. Autocorrect at its best. Will it explode in fire if you put metal in it? I think is what you were trying to say. And why don't you try and find out for yourself? Science is just experimentation while taking notes, right? So, take some notes. You know what? I probably shouldn't park that there. It's totally, absolutely going to block the SUV. If I'm not mistaken, that is the nicest car I own to date. Highest percentages. Not that it means much. We all have seen how he takes care of his cars by plowing into parking meters and zombies alike. Oh, speaking of zombies. You! Growling at me while I'm cooking. Fortunately, it's a little late in the day to make significant progress as to what I had in store, but oh well. It's funny that you're fighting autocorrect. I feel like once upon a time, like I myself, I haven't, you know, I use swipe more than regular typing or whatever you want to call it, regular texting. And like once upon a time, I feel like swipe was good. But nowadays, every time I use swipe, it like makes up new words just to make me sound stupid. I swear, it's using like AI just to make whatever I'm trying to type nonsense. And I spend more time trying to just like quickly swipe texts than if I just wrote them from scratch, hunting and pecking. It's probably because I don't give it permission to like learn, because I don't want to send my texts to you know, to be learned from. Part of me honestly believes it's just like punishment for not agreeing to sign away my privacy. So it's just like, all right, you're not going to sign away your privacy? Well, guess what? Your texts are going to be stupid. Can't convince me otherwise. Well, my lungs are absolutely on fire, but I'm almost done with all the log stacks. So I will push it to the limit. I'm glad this little stretch of land is relatively empty. Well, speaking of which, there's 2 zombies here, but usually relatively empty, allowing me unharassed tree cutting, because that's probably unusual for Louisville. I imagine Louisville's usually annoying. I also, that was pretty cool, driving by that back there. I saw the glow of the wood stove driving by, because lights have this sort of iridescent, sickly hue to them, but the wood stoves have a more natural tone. My log sticks. I'm gonna guess that the zombies that were like out there close by are probably gonna mess with the base while I sleep, but I don't have the energy to stop them. So you two have had an influx of gibberish in the auto suggests. Yeah, and for me it's not even like it like sometimes suggests what aren't even words. Like I'll look at what it suggests and it's like that's not a word. That's not even a thing. That it's not a initialism, it's not an acronym, it's just gobbledygook. Like if I searched it on a dictionary, it wouldn't give me, you know, or searched on the internet, it would just autocorrect me on the internet. Oh well. Just the way it is. How much more fuel do I have in here? I like how I can turn on the stove. Oh no, that was probably the radio. So 1 hour, 3 minutes. Very nice and toasty around it. I like it. Phone's listening to me talk to my baby. Nope. I don't baby talk my baby. Baby talking your babies teaches your babies not to talk well. Oh yeah. Definitely have a zombie right there. So I speak in totally normal, full sentences. He doesn't understand them, but at least he hears what normal human speech will sound like. How was my kid? Good. Still sleeping poorly, but otherwise good. Oh, I caught one. There's a zombie in the behind the barricade. With the barricaded windows I put up. Point one. Wow, I called it. 0.11. 0.12. So this is what it looks like when you are maximum tired, maximum fatigued. How effective you are fighting. It could be worse, because I could be drunk or wounded. But this is about as bad as it gets. I just didn't want this dude smashing the base while I tried to sleep. Yeah, it takes a lot of hits. They are pretty tanky when you're exhausted. The current priority is to prep, really prep go bags. Multiple. Weight's looking a lot better. I'm definitely getting some fat on my bones now. Up from 76 to 78. And still climbing. Ooh, it's raining too. That's good for the crops. One of the things with rain is, like, even if it's raining, if you're not near your home, it's not raining on your crops because the game only registers the chunks you're in. So it had been raining here previously, but like because I wasn't home for it, it effectively didn't happen here. Think of it as like Truman Show. Very localized. But given the rain, I figured it was a good time to do the garden. I'll just keep the carrots on me for when I'm hungry. Alright, so for prepping go bags, I'm gonna actually want bags for the go bags. I want to put bags together. Luckily for me, there's plenty of bags over here. Let's take this military backpack. I'll probably want a few of these, like, military backpacks to fill up. Let's do 3 of them. I'll settle for a duffel if I need to. I think there was more military bags over here, wasn't there? Yeah. Is this one? Or is it just a large bag? It's a large bag. I'll take it until I could find a military one. Oh. Misread. Yeah, maybe I'm out of luck. Unless there's some in the clothing rack. Or the shelves over here. Take some duffels too. Looking good. And what I'm doing is I am indeed packing to leave. So this first duffel, let me equip in primary. I am going to fill it with things that I need to learn. Actually, I could just drop my military backpack. Put this on my backpack. It'll be easier to fill. So looting the magazines, the tapes, and as many books as I can fit in it. I'll name it Education. Imagine playing a multiplayer and handing this off to another player. Just absolute. What a gift. Grab the other duffel. Do the same thing. I think I'm going to need education 1, 2, and 3, huh? But it's worth it. Grab education. Okay, next up, grab the just large backpack. And this should be able to handle the rest of it. Yep. And then I'll grab reading materials and fill it up. That's everything but Cookbook 4 and 2 of the Guerrilla Radio magazines in vanilla. It's a lot of smarts. The next bags that I set up, I'm going to want things to rebuild society. So, like seeds and tools. The sort of necessary tools. I'm preserving civilization? Exactly. I'm glad you caught on. So let's do 5 of each seed packet. Seems sufficient. No monocropping for future Louis. Only the greatest variety of heirloom, Kentucky-sourced vegetables. I'm joking. Most of these crops aren't native to Kentucky, I'd imagine. Alright, so that's a seed of every type. Shovel. And then I'll put my own trowel into it. Put a sack there. So the shovel and the sack is so that you can move dirt. I will bring the insecticide and mildew sprays. And a watering can. I'll pour one out for my homies. That's pretty much everything you need to farm. There's still plenty of space left in it. So the other things I want to add to this is things to fish. Because this backpack is going to be a mix of like food stuff. Let's do a hunting knife. A flashlight. Where's my other fishing things? Oh, here it is. And the fishing stuff. Still plenty of weight left. I might want a second set of clothing in it. I'm trying to think if there's any other food stuff. Well, I guess I could put dry goods in it. If I have like untouched rice sacks. Stuff that like is really high. Okay, I think that's full. No, it's not full. Things that are just really weight efficient for food. Maybe a can of oats. Unfortunately, a lot of the dry goods here I've consumed to some degree or another. I'll grab the jars too. The jarred stuff. Oh, you know, these rices don't fill all the way up, I guess. Or if they do, whatever. I'm just bringing that. Also put some water. Some water bottles in there. Where's my jarred stuff? I think it was in the last shelf. Yep. Honey, because like honey never goes bad. Sort of. Butter, you know, that's important. Let's do corn flour. Mac and cheese. You can't help it. A little vegetable oil. Some junk food. I mean, the future isn't all going to be just pure survival. Guess I have a lot more space for those other rice bags. Or raw pasta. Bring some salt. Still have a little bit more weight. I'm glad the chocolate never goes bad. Extra can opener? It's not a bad idea. I do have a spare. Oh, you know what? Coffee. Because I don't have anything. I don't have any cans in this bag, so maybe I'll bring a can opener anyway, because they're apparently rarer in this weird future that we live in. So get rid of the corn flour and instead bring the can opener. All right. I like this backpack. Let's rename it. Food, fishing, and farming. The 3 Fs. Okay, we have one more backpack to fill up. Or 2, 1, right? Just the one. So, this is going to be tools and weapons. So, propane torch, welder's mask, and medical supplies, maybe. A few batteries, a few scrap electronics. I already have a flashlight, so I don't need one. Some beta blockers, antibiotics, antidepressants, bandage, alcohol wipes, painkillers. I'll take the sterilized bandages, I guess. Splint. Imagine having like a community and a dude like Louis rolls up with what he's got. Just like, oh yeah, I'll solve all your problems right now. You want for nothing. I'm also going to want like a hammer. I don't want to give up my hammer. But I'll put the pipe wrench in there, screwdriver, regular wrench, crowbar. Oh, here's a regular hammer. Hammer, hand axe. Still got some room left. Knowing that I might be dealing with some fussy humans, I'll bring the sawed-off shotgun, just in case. I'll call it my my negotiator. Oh, you won't let me in your community? Well, counteroffer. Death. Some shotgun shells. And then maybe some spare clothing. So I'm going to want to improve some of this stuff, so I'm not going to put it directly in the backpack yet. I'm going to grab some of the more rare clothing, like leather gloves, scarf, and then the leather jacket, and then the very sought skinny leather trousers. They're amazing. So let me improve these clothing before I stash it. I don't think it actually increases the weight either. Well, this leather jacket could not be any more bloody. So I guess I'll put it through the wash. Oh, yeah, I got a sledge too. I'm probably not going to have room in this bag for the sledge. That's a good point. That is a coveted item. I might want to take some stuff out to fit the sledge in. What can I take out? There's not a lot that I would want to take out. Maybe a pipe wrench. And that gets the sledge in. Who needs plumbing, right? I'll take out the crowbar and keep the pipe wrench in. It is Louis we're talking about. He'll always have a crowbar on him. You know what? Louis is going to try something different. Instead of going armed with weapons, he'll have that in his main backpack, because he doesn't want that in his backup backpack. Backpack can get compromised. That's good enough. Alright, so I have 4 pounds left. Pair of boots. Padded jacket. And now it's full. I'm not going to say definitively that this is what I would consider like the perfect bug out bag, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good for not having a proper checklist. Plus, this is all role-playing. I don't need to include perfectly everything. Alright, so this is going to be my tools and clothing. All right. Oh, yeah, I should put a needle in there as well. I have some spares, right? I thought. No, maybe I don't. I've thrown a lot out because I find a lot of sewing kits, but I don't think I ever hold on to them. Given the time of day, I'm probably not in a position to go make a run for dropping this stuff off at the boat. I'm also trying to put as much weight on as possible. So who knows what food scarcity... Oh, it burnt while in my inventory. Fine. Dump it on the floor. So who knows what kind of scarcity we'll have. Oh, that is a heck of a stir fry. 101 hunger. Okay. Weight's definitely going to be increasing now. I'll put out some ingredients to thaw for tomorrow, so I can do more cooking. Put all of the fish fillets and some carrots. It's almost time to go to sleep again. Current priority is to drop the bags off at the boat. And I hope that the boat can accommodate the bags. I didn't take a measure of storage space, so we'll see. Before heading to sleep, I'm just going to check up on the crops. Not because I need the food, but because he loves his plants. The only living things around him, not trying to kill him. He's going to be known as Louis the Druid soon. Kind of fits the bill. Nah, David will hold down the fort with the party goers. There's no room for David on my boat. He doesn't know how to swim. Yeah, I think they're well packed. So it's 125 kilos worth of stuff. A lot of education bags. But someone's got to bring education to the cavemen out there in the world. I'm curious if this rain is going to continue. Let's see. This, I think, is the nighttime rain that was predicted. Showers or heavy, chance of snowfall, and then here is tomorrow. Mild wind from the west. Okay, so that tells me that wind's good. Weather, something throughout, expecting heavy rain, chance. Okay, so it is going to rain and severe something in 5 days. Oh, great. Well, so I'll level with you guys. My plan, which is kind of getting ruined by Mother Nature, was to pack up the boat and burn Louisville to the ground. Just burn it all. There's nothing left here worth saving. The problem is, it seems like it's going to rain for the next, I don't know, like 5 to 8 days. So trying to burn a city to the ground that is being drenched is kind of impossible. There's some things that I can do to fill the time. So what I'm going to try to do is to get the cookbook that I destroyed. And that would be cooking 4. So go down to the Book Naked store to see if there's a spare copy of Cook 4. Maybe also paint the boat, name the boat with black and white paint. So I'm going to want to find white paint with the paintbrush and get that done. And then If there's respite from the weather, the torrential rain, burn the city to the ground. Or at least a part of it. How closely does my personal gameplay preferences align with suggestions? Often not. I don't mind, but often they don't align all that well. There's things I want to play. There's things that would be good, like, for the channel for me to play, and there's things you guys want me to play, and it's a three-way Venn diagram that sometimes doesn't overlap very much. And I'm fine with that. I'm okay when it doesn't overlap. Well, let's do a little stir fry here. There's barely any fish on these fillets, though. So this is not going to be very filling. Well, it's not bad. At least I can veto games that I absolutely don't want to play. That's true. I don't always veto games I don't want to play, though. I don't over veto. I use it only for games that I think would make no sense. Thank you for tuning in to King Louisville, which originally streamed live on Twitch March 30th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. But please keep in mind that this series has since ended. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream of another game. Farewell, my fellow zombie slayers.